hard to believe that what you just heard is the same band that made amazing albums like From Under the Cork Tree, Infinity on High, and even Folie à Deux. Fall Out Boy is my favorite band of all time. I have lyrics from one of their songs tattooed on my body. It's no joke. But Young and Menace is seriously the most disappointing thing I have ever heard from my favorite band. I was pretty much speechless the first time I heard this song. I had no words because I was so just baffled that this is what they actually released. This song took a completely different direction than I ever expected. Like, I expected something, you know, that I wouldn't necessarily love as much the first couple times I heard it, but this, like, I have never listened to a Fall Out Boy song and just hated it after hearing it, but that is literally how I felt about this song, because it's different, but not good different. Their last two albums were a lot different from their more rock sound, and even all their albums before that have been different from one another, I would say. But Fall Out Boy were still, you know, a rock band for the most part. But this song is just the opposite of rock. Like, I don't know what that was. Another one of my favorite bands, Panic at the Disco, have done a lot of style changes, a lot of sound changes. Like, pretty much every single album is completely different from anything else that they've done. But even with the more poppy or synthy electronic, you know, influenced stuff, it still has elements of Panic at the Disco. It's still Brendan. But this, like, I don't even know who this is. It doesn't even sound like Fall Out Boy to me whatsoever. It sounds like some kind of weird side project or like a one-off song that they released, like, with some other producer or something. But this, like, this is not the type of music that I go looking to hear when I want to listen to Fall Out Boy. Today is a very sad day for me. I was seriously just so, like, numb almost after hearing that song, because I really did not expect something like this. I was very excited for this release, you know, upcoming, because they hyped it up. Like I said, they're my favorite band, so I was getting ready to review this song today. I was very excited. I was hoping it was going to be something that I would really enjoy, that I could give you guys like a really positive, you know, happy, exciting track review, you know, getting super hyped for their new album. But I really can't say that. Instead of looking forward to the future, I'm left being disappointed and kind of afraid to hear what's coming next. I went into this song expecting something similar to American Beauty, American Psycho, the album, you know, that kind of sound, but maybe more poppy, but not like this. I'd also hoped, you know, in the back of my mind, I knew this wasn't going to happen, but I hoped that maybe, just maybe, they would go back to their roots and do more guitar-driven stuff, more rock band type stuff. They always talk about how, you know, obviously Save Rock and Roll was a huge statement that they made. They talk about, you know, being one of the only rock bands out there, yet this is the song that they released. Like, this is not rock whatsoever. I don't even know what you would call this. They just keep going further and further in the opposite direction of what I would prefer as a longtime fan. And of course, I can respect them for wanting to do what they want to do, like changing sounds, but this is just a little bit much for me. Like, it's so hard for me to just continue to support this type of music from them. Like, I really enjoyed Save Rock and Roll. I enjoyed American Beauty, American Psycho even. I thought that was, you know, still, you know, Fall Out Boy. Like, it still was, you know, it had rock elements of it. There were instruments being used. But this song, you can barely even hear the instruments. Patrick doesn't even really get to let his vocals shine here, because the entire chorus is oversaturated with these effects and pitch shifting. It's just so unnecessary. It takes so much away from, I feel like, his actual voice. And that made me think of, like, how is this gonna sound live? It's gonna be so awkward, because they're gonna go up there and hit play on this track, and he's not gonna be able to sing along with it, because it's all these different pitches all over the place and so many effects that you can't just sing along to it. They're gonna be standing there on stage, you know, every once in a while Joe will, like, strum the guitar a few times. Andy, of course, probably will get to play the drums, but Pete and Patrick, like, what are they gonna do except for the parts where Patrick sings? But the actual chorus, which is the majority of the song, which I also want to mention, lasts way too long. Like, oh my goodness, those drops and like all these effects and the pitch shifting up and down, it just seems like it never ends. Like, holy shit, it goes on for way too long. They're gonna be up there on stage pressing play and then just sitting there like nodding their head to it like it's some kind of EDM show. Like, that is not what I want to go see when I want to see Fall Out Boy. I like Fall Out Boy because they are one of the only rock bands left, but is that even the case anymore? I don't know. When I first heard this song, you know, the beginning part, it was Patrick's vocals, it was kind of softer. I was like, this does kind of remind me a little bit of soul punk, just kind of the way he was singing is definitely, you know, not really like his traditional rock way of singing. So I was like, okay, it's alright, you know, I was just giving it a chance. And then that chorus rolls around, and I was hoping that, you know, like, that drop part, or whatever you want to call it, was just going to be, like, a portion of the song and then kind of move on to, like, actual singing. But no, it's, like, a huge majority of this song, and it's just so hard to listen to. And just when you think there's been enough, like, it just keeps going on and on and on and fucking on. Like, holy shit, the first time I heard this song, I could not even finish it. Like, I had to click off because I couldn't take it. I've played this song almost 10 times now, and I will admit I don't hate it as much as I did the first time around, but this is definitely not something that is settling with me in a good way. I just don't understand why all these effects are necessary, because Patrick is a good vocalist, and that, like I said, takes away from his talent here. This could have been a totally different sounding song if he had just sung, like, and they kept it normal. And like I said, even if they had, like, one part of the song that was, you know, with those effects, it wouldn't, you know, get under my skin as much as it does. It's also so damn repetitive, it gets exhausting to listen to. Those effects are just killing my ears. Young and Menace made me so uneasy. It's not sitting well with me, and I'm very, very, very nervous for Mania, their upcoming album, which is supposed to release on September 15th, I believe. And I'm definitely going to stay away from pre-ordering anything having to do with this album, like any of the bundles or any of that crap, just because I don't really know what to expect now. It's hard for me to kind of trust in them that this is going to be something that I will enjoy. I'm going to have to hear more of the songs. I'm assuming they're going to be releasing more, because I said there's going to be more surprises along the way before the release of this album. But please, for the love of God, I hope it does not sound like this. But I am pretty doubtful, because Pete Wentz did an interview kind of hinting that the album is going to sound like this, and that is very disappointing to me, and also very upsetting, because like I said, this is my favorite band. I love pretty much everything they've done up until now. American Beauty, American Psycho, probably my least favorite album, but I know this one's gonna, you know, take that spot for now. As a diehard fan of Fall Out Boy who's met them twice, I have a tattoo of their lyrics. They're all over my wall. I am literally obsessed with this band's music, but this is just turning me off so hard. Like, I can't even believe this is my favorite band that I'm hearing. It's a step backwards, so far backwards. If you enjoyed this song, good for you. I wish I could say the same, but even as a huge fan of Fall Out Boy, I just can't blindly support something like this. I can't lie to myself, I just don't like it. I'm sorry. I'm curious to hear what a lot of other Fall Out Boy fans are feeling about this. I've seen a lot of mixed opinions. A lot of fans, I feel like, are kind of blindly supporting this just because they've been their favorite band and they're like in the fandom and all that. But for me, like, I'm not even gonna lie to myself. Young and Menace, it's a letdown, and let's hope the rest of this album isn't, but it's gonna take a hell of a lot for this band to win me over again. Let me know what you guys think about this song down in the comment section below. Remember, this is just how I feel about the song. It's just my opinion. I've been a lifelong Fall Out Boy fan. They are seriously my #1 favorite band. I still plan to go see them on their tour this fall, hopefully. And I probably will end up buying the album if I like enough of it. But for this first single, it hurts my ears. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it. And subscribe to my channel if you're new here. And I will see you guys next time.